40, but you're still winning in pressure because you're pushing, and that way Adrian can roam mid lane, ward up, and gank mid laner, which he's doing right now.
Right, so we're going to see a fight break out in the mid lane, and Meteos going pretty hard into Xmithie. That's the first blood, and here you get to see the extra benefit of having your support there as well. They basically get a 4v3 here.
Yeah, he would never go this deep if he didn't know that Adrian's coming, and they have bot lane priority.
So they rush boots to like all the time from bot lane. I don't like it, but I want to know like your thoughts on it.
So what Koreans think about bot lane is that with the champions you play right now, it's almost ungankable. This is what happens when you get survivalist stats, and if they gank you, you just run away.
I think a lot of people in this meta would describe bot lane's role as more about generating pressure and getting push advantages than out trading and trying to actually all in. Though we do see one
really good arrow.
Yeah, super perfect. He's done, right? Oh, actually, good flash. Gets the hot.
And
nice.
Love's coming out.
All right, 2-0.
Oh, there's no.
Nope,
yeah, no,
not nearly enough. And that feels awful.
Stay here, kill the turret with me.
If you see the enemy jungle top side, then you can, and your jungler is bot side, you just say, come bot lane. See that snowballs you heavily.
Do you think there's ever a time to potentially leave the turret up to extend laning phase? I know there's something people used to do more in the past, but with the addition of that first circle like you're talking about, do you ever think it's the right call to potentially leave the turret up?
Not in this meta. Yeah. It's if you remember the meta where people
this is
this one because they have TP advantage on top lane, and they know that if they TP, the Shen can't follow because he has no ult and he has no TP. So if they both of them there, that's
he's dead. He's exhausted. It's not gonna matter.
They chose the very greedy path, and they didn't unite with jungler, which was very bad from them, and this is a big throw from them. But they're still in sort of.
Yeah, I mean, Meteos probably not going to be able to get out here. Going to be a 3-for-0 most likely, unless Ryu
died for free.
Oh. Comes the TP, and it's a little aggressive by CLG, but I think they want more
them,
because
they're running away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, that's so many bad plays by P1 right here. They could have left so much sooner. None of this is Arrow's fault, by the way. At this point, that's the rest of P1 inting.
Oh boy, that's a huge throw. I mean, they're still up 2k gold, but Zig getting a lot of cleanup.
Okay. Assassin Nautilus, actually.
Oh, he will kill him all.
This is hilarious.
Okay.
Wait, why does Xmithie jump in, by the way? Isn't he just
top laner, right? If you have a carry top laner and they have a tank top laner, you never want to swap AD carry support versus a tank top.
There's a lot. Like Syndra has a lot of burst potential, so if you can get a good roam off mid and kind of surprise them, Nami's a great champion for this. Just kind of shoot your ultimate from the Fog of War. If it lands, you have great follow up with the Syndra. There's a lot of different things to consider about which lane you should send your bot lane later. And looks like sending it mid's working out pretty.
And Nami to top lane, take the tower gold. So they're basically, hey, Nautilus here, you get big ass wave on bot lane, and you can swap the AD carry and support mid lane because that's where they have the pressure and the jungler plays around them. They're so ahead that they follow your jungler because the jungler won't normally follow you. So in Sulky, just follow your jungler as ADC and support, and that's gonna help you a lot.
Alright, so another team fight. Basically, it's up to Arrow to try to kite back. He does survive the Darshan, and now you're trying to auto attack as much as you can, right? You just, as long as you're staying out of range,
almost at this point already is pretty brutal.
Minutes.
Yeah, so no surprise there that the engage wasn't enough, despite it being.
Game because they split the map sort of and show the jungler, and then that's really for the team to decide if it's worth for them. You know, if you have a better AD carry player than better top laner player, then it's worth for you to play on bot side. If not, then it's better for you to play top side. And that's
part of the siege. Xmithie got himself killed kind of for free before the fight even started, and Arrow's just there to attack things. He'll regen things to the red buff. He doesn't really have any life skill to speak of, so he's kind of sit there waiting for Nami heal. But
it's Trevor.
Yeah, I mean,
like
he gets Nami heals
versus the Stains, but yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, like CLG can't do anything about this. Like, this is a game where your team out to get the top lane double kill.
Yeah.
And then he landed all his arrows, and he made sure to not be alone so that he didn't die to Xmithie. Right? Those are the major points of this game, right?
Arrow is one of the... He gets tons of damage, tons of CS, and dies the least. There was like some win streak. They had like 8 games where he died only once in all those games, which is ridiculous in this meta, right? You're playing versus Assassin.
Speaking about the Ashe pick in particular a little bit, we saw another stat there. There's 4 out of 5 arrows now for Arrow. A lot of people sometimes do this thing with Ashe where they have this cooldown, they sit on it, and then they say, all right, I'm going to shoot it up mid on recall. Do you think that's something that's worth going for? Because I've talked to a lot of pro players, a lot of coaches.
Play Ashe, they do the Essence Reaver build, So you have a very low cooldown on Arrow, and at that point you should always look to play aggressively, like he does.
There you go. Gets an aphromoo. Probably no one to hit right there. And look at that. Tidal have actually stopped Xmithie from getting in there. And he's just completely safe, right? Rengar didn't get on. He can just auto attack for free on anyone he wants to.
Yeah, at this point they were trying to save the Arrow target, but then doesn't matter, you know. You made your opponent as an AD carry Ashe. You already engaged. They tried to help him, and that was their mistake. They just lost. At this point they can win the team fight, and yeah.
Well, they're going to be able to hurry you.
Yeah, if Huhi walks back in, Ryu gets defended for this one. He's got the quadra already.
Let's go Penta.
Yeah, they're going for the dive.
Come on, Huhi.
No boss.
Huhi doesn't want to give it away. Pentas are earned. I can respect that. I can respect that. And now the respawns are in, so it can't be a Penta anyway. GG, 25 minutes. Phoenix One absolutely smashed this one. And
yeah.
you know, again, we can recount Arrow's portion of this game, which was... And that's one of the big tells I see of like good Ezreals and good people who are against Ezreal, is that you don't get to cast Mystic shots because they're always in position for it.
There's a straight. Oh my god. Ooh, this looks. Meteos might be in trouble.
He's just dead.
Oh my god.
He didn't even flash over the wall. You just gave that one.
And once again, they were using the push advantage from bottom side, and then Grace invaded as well. Arrows might be in trouble.
Yeah, well, Exhausted used early enough, but Arrow's just... He's, I guess, tricking Mystic shot. He's going to get him.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, there you see
The roll and they got autofilled. They're just... They're not...
At least we have a really good supports.
It's a really good support who's not in lane, so it's like, at least it's the left. A lot of Fog of War play in League of Legends where you're like, well, if Arrow chose to hide in that brush and sneak Meteos in, I guess it could have been a play.
That was a zoning ult.
Oh, W over the wall. Great time.
Nice.
that was really good communication by CLG there.
Beautiful.
The fact that the ultimate was already coming in on these fights.
Like, it's not... It is a sniping tool, but it's not like the execution tool. You just want to cast it when it's going to hit somebody.
Yeah, it's a very good, again, if you can poke someone with your ultimate, it's really good. Oh,
that's a big shockwave.
Jeez, yeah. And that was all Stixxay. No, I'm safe enough, we'll go for it. He should get away, Afro.
Yeah, slight mistake from Afro losing a pressure, or if he's too smart, baiting Arrow to play aggressively because of this mistake.
Yeah,
but Arrow should have played safe there, because if support does this, you know
someone else is there too.
Someone has to be there. Like at this level, your support doesn't do that on purpose.
The way you see Jin and other things, and maybe I'll hold on to this point as we might see a dragon fight here. Nope.
The portal. Oh,
portal. So 5v4 as they're trying to pull in the Ezreal. There's no Nautilus, no TP.
Of Bard and Graves who are roaming up to the top side as well, helping get some vision.
At this point, it's really good because they set up a very good vision around mid lane and top lane, so they can Arrow cannot push for an Adrian. They can't push mid lane. It's very hard for them to do anything and over. See him top side otherwise.
Yeah, big mistake by CLG there. One, because of the split map, and two, a lot of people just generally like to attack the global lane as opposed to fighting somewhere else. As Arrow gets really chunked out mid, he's gonna go down.
Gone, yeah.
Oh,
that's 1 for 0. Adrian's next. Jeez, 2 for 0, and okay, True Shot Barrage helped a bit, but
Dice bottom where he is overextending so much, he should never be in that position. And then top lane, Stixxay is alone, and they start fighting mid lane. That's the reason why you put AD carry mid lane at some point of the game, because you always want to fight around him.
Force the Mountain Drake, so they are set up around the top side and trying to trade that for Dragons.
Staying onto it. 5,000 HP. I don't think they can actually finish this in time.
Orianna can maybe zone. Oh, nice flash down.
Wow, that was beautiful. Yeah, he's just gone immediately. The ults come through, and they've already picked up 2. And they're still splitting focus. Like Darshan and Huhi are fighting. That's what you're doing, Baron. This feels a little strange, but Mita's getting chunked out. I guess it's going to work for him.
You get to see the weaker Jin, and he also went for the more scaling build. Maybe a mistake, not able to actually finish off Darshan there, who gets the Baron recall off, TP's back in, and CLG
got immediately cancelled. That's why Bard used to be such a good pick into Jin, and then he couldn't do anything.
Gives him the portal. They are going to go for the dive still. They really want the flash Q ignite. That's going to be the kill picked up. And meanwhile, Stixxay's just pushing the mid lane. So he spent that fight auto attacking the Baron. He rushed an Executioner's Calling, by the way. I want to point that out. Muramana,
that's
Trinity Force, rush Executioners because he's against Soraka, because he's against Rengar, who can self-heal. Even a summer heal from Arrow. And he's just like, all right, he is... And there we go, again.
Assassin
when they know it's free, when they know it's a 3v1, he can arcade shift forward and go for the fight.
And Stixxay plays very patiently, but when he sees the window,
all spells forward.
Already goes in.
Yeah.
So that's a very good Ezreal play by him.
Yeah. And I feel like, yeah, I want to really talk about all the decisions that he's been making this game because, I mean, now it's snowballed to this 23-minute win at this point. But it's I mean, if they can close one out, I think so, too. Now 3 dead. Meteos can't get onto the bot lane marksman at all, so it's just CLG mopping up.
Yeah, huge comeback game here from CLG. Struggled very heavily in game 1, but looks like P1 is
lane and then basically transferring that advantage and just knowing that, hey, we can't get ahead in this lane. Let's...
The on hit works. Huh?
They got buffed as well, so...
Yeah, it's good.
It was always the core item on Ezreal.
It's getting buffed in 7.
Or when you're like this strong ahead, if you group as 5, you will always get something. And then there's this famous...
The Nexus is open. And again,
they can kill Zig
it's about Stixxay, gets the ult off onto 3 people. He's not going to Arcane Shift until he's in danger or there's a free kill to come in. Durable enough to not die at Ryu, I guess he's alright, but he's playing it so far back, he's still afraid of getting jumped on by Ryu's stuns. You can see him playing this really far back.
Now Rengar jumped in, so he immediately jumps. He sees that's how you play teamfights, right?
Yeah.
If you see the enemy assassin jump onto someone else, bam, I can
that's
go in.
When you go.
And that's what you see. He played behind. Lastly with Q. If you go for auto attacks, they will all-in trade you and they will win the trade. And Ashe and Nami, they're basically looking for all-in right now on the Ezreal. Not really all-in, but they can like.
Now nicely done though by P1. Meteos gets the kill off, and that's gonna feel good for
teams don't talk enough about is how the TPs are gonna influence the dive. If you know Rumble and Jace both join, what's a Jace really gonna do to stop your dive from going other than try and kill you? As we see Darshan go down.
All right, well, it's a game where P1 gets the they're letting their jungler and
yeah,
you know mid
now
roam everything.
for the past minute we saw Arrow just desperately trying to push ASAP because he realized that the enemy Ezreal recall, and once again there is this P1 does whatever they want at this point.
Adrian gets roam out of the lane to be part of the ganks.
There was an arrow from Arrow.
Yeah, if you want to swap to CLG's vision, I'm happy to do that. It's up to you, whatever you feel like you want to talk about. Because Arrow right now is just like.
We saw what P1 tried to do. They tried to dive them, and they should have been able to pull out the dive. So at that point, you have to swap. You have to realize that they will do that again, and you have to swap and go for the gank. And this is perfect from CLG. This is literally what they had to do. Swap to top lane. P1 get... It generally works even if you would have an even TP. If you press tab and your team is behind, you know they will gank off lane.
Yeah.
So you want such a good dive. They have Rumble TP. They will have mid priority with Rengar, and they will jump them. So he's very afraid of getting dove. And there he goes. He is getting ganked.
And after this, well, he can blank some of the CC. Thankfully, Stixxay dodged that arrow, but this is what happens.
Slightly, he has an Arcane Shift. He has some nurse to get away from it. And they didn't see the enemy on the map. So if you don't ever see the bot lane, you know, for a long period of time, you know there's something happening.
That's a really nice play right there in the mid lane, though. Great stun from Huhi. Just sets up the whole thing.
That can be a little risky to go for P1, given or CLG. Given
Often have like 9 or 10 CS per minute, which almost no one gets in solo if you're outside a challenger. And it's not that some of it is they're mechanically better at last hitting, but a lot of it is things like this with the lane pressure, where you don't want to give away 3 waves in a row doing nothing.
Yeah, you have to maximize your lane. They put CLG bot lane mid lane, where mid lane is the safest, basically the safest lane for them, so they can get jumped by Rengar or dove by Rumble.
Whoa, super aggressive.
Ooh, Rumble.
That was beautiful. That was really great. Huhi was there.
Yeah, that was pushing it, but given that it was slow pushing, they make a good decision to go mid and force around this turret.
And bot lane is playing very, very disrespectfully. This is play bot side or top side, and your role is to just safely push, not die, and then group with your team. You have to disappear in the vision. You see what he's doing. He's always coming to his team. He's always fighting.
Yeah, good follow-up here. I like how he doesn't bother with the wave. It's important to know when's the right time to go for the wave and when not to. There you saw there were a couple creeps, doesn't follow after them, goes to his team who's about to start this fight.
And yeah, he was the damage that helped make sure that the Ashe and the Rengar died. Arcane shifted in, landed the ulti. It was a good turnaround by Zig. But he can just jump the wall and stay safe. And again, he's just going to try to mark. He's going to try to Q over the wall. But, you know,
Tifa, dude, not like... R50-50.
They smited away. Xmithie gets it. Meteos is chunked out. And pretty much everything CLG wanted, they did.
You don't have...
Ooh. I knew he was safe.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows there's a lot of ultimates out. The only one really available should be the Orianna ult.
He can catch that.
I like the adaptation from CLG, from Stixxay mainly, that he says, okay, it doesn't matter for me to lose the wave.
Intelligently doesn't bother going for that mid wave that P1 had pushed in, and then they actually can press the dragon and grab it. So it was a really tricky dragon situation. I think both teams played reasonably well.
Ezreal can get both kills here. He should just,
WE over there, yep.
He should just give up, not try to kill the Rengar and just try to chase the other. It's very worth for you. If it lets you farm an extra wave, that's so good for you. And then you have another pink core that if you lets you play more aggressively, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Like you can control ward like your own tri-brush, like behind you in red or something. It's totally fine. So,
and we have Jace pushing bot lane.
You can jump this wall
just
here.
Let me poke, yes. Don't get engaged. It's very important. And then Jace can just split the right way.
Yeah, so he needs to snipe Huhi out there and then let his team pick him. So a small mistake by Arrow that actually cost the team a lot because
if I would be an Ashe or Ezreal, right now I know Ezreal is such a stronger champion than Ashe. He's double as strong as champ. And there is the fight.
Shockwave only gets aphromoo, but Huhi's pretty low. Stixxay jumps in, gets the heal, and now looks like it's just CLG having to kite away. They've already lost.
He just has his power cycle. He should be very confident to push mid lane with his team and avoid getting engaged with his E and poke with Jace. And then Braum can spell shield everything, so they could be looking for team fights.
And aphro does die at the very start. Huhi has to kite back away. It's still Stixxay who gets to get the Qs, but his team just drops too fast. They get blown up out of the P1 engage. Shockwave didn't.
She has a plan to kill you, and you should always flash, because if you don't flash it, you will eventually need to flash it anyway, and you will be low.
And I mean, this wasn't the cleanest turn off P1. It didn't turn out too bad for CLG. They could have lost Baron off CLG eating that Orianna Shockwave alone, so not the worst thing. But the Arrow back up.
Getting
another
scary.
one.
Jeez, and it looks like Arrow's actually creating all these openings now. He's landed 2 very important stuns in a row, and the
Stixxay can carry this team fight if he jumps on the Arrow.
He's safe.
Oh, he missed the Q.
He's in. Rune King auto attack kills him. And now he's like, I can see Meteos. He knows the camouflage is up, and he can't find the range just yet.
He has to hit his Qs to get a reset.
Yeah. There we go. Just has the chase down. They can't touch him. He's got a blue buff. He's got max CDR.
Yeah, they ignored Stixxay. Stixxay once again did the
he screwed it up.
Job. Yep.
W too early. Wow.
Did the perfect Orlan Sword, but people died too fast, and then Stixxay got Orianna Bolt, so he couldn't do anything.
Right, and then after that, P1 goes.
Then he just joins the fight and jumps in.
We come back to an arrow onto Xmithie, who's able to repel to stay alive, but Stixxay's here. Ulti's going to come across, not find anything yet. But they know he can carry. He's got to be smart. Ooh, what a great kill. A bubble into Stixxay's huge. Shockwave as well.
Yeah, Meteos can go in here and try and blow him. Stixxay, unfortunately.
Stixxay, yeah.
He has lock it. He's like almost invincible.
Nice.
Another kill. He's just killing everyone.
Yeah, he's very strong now. His Q will just kill everyone right now. He can jump in soon after they start focusing
well
someone else.
Arrow.
Yeah. Stixxay went around the back side, but Arcane shifts the wall and jukes to the other side to land the Q.
He can just use Qs and he can kill his Qs and
it's
basically get it.
He's got to be smart about that. Yeah, that's huge because Merlinomicons obviously can't heal anymore.
Ryu has speed up again.
I mean, he's killing squishies, right? There are no tanks.
Yeah, there's no tanks, so it's a very good item for him. Plus, the Edge of Night on Ezreal is just annoying straight up, because you can't catch him already with his E, and then you have Edge of Night as well, so he can play very aggressively.
He just caught out Meteos. And now he puts the shield on. Stixxay actually ulting the wave to keep his team pushing. That was
no. Ryu and Arrow were coming around from the flank to get over because CLG was rotating faster, and he hops onto Ryu to stop him from getting involved in the fight. Basically,
yeah, we could look. You know, like at this point he's so fat, he has Edge of Night, so that once again he just pops Edge of Night, has the whale on his E, and he can avoid getting hit by any ability, and then he 1v2s Arrow and Orianna. That's something, you know. If your carry, one carry can 1v2 the both carries, that tells you the story of the game, right? That's just Stixxay rolling over the entire team.
And I think this is why you see a lot of the teams starting to prioritize Ezreal a little bit higher, because he does have this individual playmaking carry potential that almost everything else